The state of Connecticut often ranks low when it comes to promoting and fostering a business-friendly environment. And Bristol is sometimes viewed as uninviting or over-regulated, which can hinder business development and growth. If elected, what would you do to improve climate, structure, and processes in Bristol to attract new businesses and support growth of jobs in our economy?
I think we've talked about the climate of doing business in Bristol, and for the most part, it is very good. The BDA has done a phenomenal job, and I think that it can do an even better job. Despite having ESPN in our backyard, we have not yet, as a city hall, conquered the digital divide. Many of our processes are still antiquated, and even with the addition of some low-level technology, there's still room for improvement. One example is the fact that even if you do go to the BDA site with its plethora of information, it's still not linked to other resources such as financing options or even small business counseling, mentoring, all of these services that are available from both the Chamber, regional entities, Hartford quasi-public agencies, and others. So that's one-stop shopping and business advocacy that I think can be improved. I also think that for every project, there should be a business advocate or ombudsman to lead that business through the process, whether it's a relocation, an expansion, or simply gathering information about permit process. You've heard some of the good news pieces, but for every person who has a positive experience coming to City Hall with BDA in the mayor's office, there are 4 who have been left by the wayside, and I've been dealing with 3 of them in the past week. The processes are hard, especially when you're a small business owner and you're trying to be the president of your company, your marketing director, your accountant, and your human resource director, all in one. Small businesses do need extra hand-holding, and they need to be able to maximize efficiency and get where they can get the permits that they need when they need them. I also think that we should be doing more for small business in terms of revolving funds. Some of them don't need handouts, but they could use a loan every once in a while with a small rate of return for the city so that we let them know that we're concerned about them as well. I'm also concerned about continuing and targeting brownfields, which the city has begun, because that opens up additional inventory, both for usable space, land-wise, and also some of our older manufacturing buildings. Processes for paying online are great, but there's actually new technology where you don't get charged. And so the ACH, automated clearinghouse processes, are things that we should do as well. And in terms of being open for business, I do agree that we do a very good job for most of the part. However, when you tout 0 tax increases, but then pass on costs and hidden fees, and then tout the fact that we've increased our building fees in order to be competitive with other neighboring communities, that's not open for business. If we have lower building permit fees, that's a good thing, because in essence, they're attracting people to come here if they know their project is going to cost less. It also helps to coordinate services, and I am concerned about some of the things that small business owners are telling me about fees and inspections and other things that are happening both from the health district as well as our building department. We need to coordinate those services better as well so they get all the information they need in one place and then can make a plan in order to be compliant. So I think that one of the lessons from Sister Genevieve would be that if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. And
I don't think you took that advice.
I also think that when you offend the people who hold the purse strings at the state, you're most likely probably not going to get more money. So in terms, I completely agree about the state of the economy for the state of Connecticut. We see it every day in the newspapers. However, let's be true about the situation. No one party can take responsibility or credit for what's been happening in the last 10 or 15 years. Governor Malloy has not been a friend to Bristol with Bristol Hospital's situation or his demand on rescissions as we enter this budget year. We're clear on that. But he inherited quite a mess. And I'm not going to waste my time talking about that. But what I will talk about is the fact that the state received a $5 million grant last month through the federal government for manufacturing apprenticeship and job training programs. And I can guarantee you that Bristol is in the top tier of a community that would qualify for that grant to bring money into our community. But when you offend the governor, the Speaker of the House, and the President Pro Tem of the Senate, I can tell you that statesmanship and good relationships with Bristol are probably not going to land us on the top of any list. So in terms of being a leader, I think we need to temper how we feel and how we say things when we go to the Capitol, because what matters the most is that we come out of the Capitol with Bristol's fair share of what we deserve in order to maintain our level of living, our quality of life, and to get every tax dollar back into Bristol instead of having to worry about the uncertainty of what our local budget is going to look like based on the state impact.